I'd like to give the feedback regarding the 500K challenge. We started with 100 Rand. Basically, that was the total risk exposure. And on the 1st of May, 2023, we're at 3.889 million. Oh, one is Dreyer. If you do not know about the 500K challenge, there's a playlist. This will be part of that playlist. But in short, it came down to the fact that the client gave two experts in South Africa 500,000 each to see over the 5-year period who's going to give him the best performance. The one guy, very prominent guy here in South Africa, broker, he says you have to invest offshore because of the rand dollar exchange and what's going to happen in the South African economy. It's doom and gloom, and therefore there's better opportunity there. The other guy, a fund manager, excellent guy, he says, no, there's more than enough value in South Africa. And during the interview, one of the guys says he hoped that other people will learn from that. There's nothing that anyone will learn from that except to give their money to someone, because they're not going to teach them how to invest, except invest in products that they are busy selling or promoting or getting fees on. But that's my view. So please, if you want to do that and you don't want to take responsibility, then please follow these guys and thousands of others like them. That's not what I'm going to do. And that's why I sent out the email to my database. And I said to them that applying the wealth creator strategy, I'm going to outperform them based on the 500,000 with 100% over the 5-year period. I'll document that whole process so that we can verify, because otherwise it means nothing. The wealth creator strategy, if I can give you a quick definition, is the intelligent use of limited resources to go from where you are to where you want to be in the shortest possible time with the least amount of risk. The risk is where the problem comes in, because people don't understand risk. We believe the risk as the financial institutions and the educational system wants us to believe. That is not risk. Risk is when you do not know what you're doing. That's it. That's the bottom line. Risk is when you do not know what you're doing. By you taking your hard-earned money and give it to someone else, you've got no idea what you're doing. That's why you give it to someone else. You don't know how to do it yourself. That's the problem. And the problem with that is we don't want to take responsibility for our own hard-earned money. We offset risk by gaining the skills. So by having the skills, I can mitigate the risk. Now, what is the risk? The real risk. The real risk is we don't understand the system. We don't understand that the system is busy stealing our energy. And no one is going to tell you this because they don't want you to understand. This is a way to turn a normal person into a modern day slave. A slave is simply a person that works without compensation. Now, the way that the structure is, you get a compensation. In other words, you exchange your time and your effort for a salary or for an income, or if you're a small business owner, for the profits that you're making. But then the system comes and they start taking that from you so that at the end of the day, you're sitting with basically nothing. In other words, you expand 30,000 units of energy to get 30,000 Rand here in South Africa. And then they start taking that. I think in South Africa, if you're getting about 30,000, they're going to take about 4,700 Rand tax immediately. It's part of the system. So that money, that units of energy is gone. And now you sit with a little bit, and then you have to try to use this surplus in order to make up so that in 40, 45 years, you can be financially free. That's the system. This system is based on a fractional system. In other words, they work on a percentage, a small percentage. You give them one, they give you maybe 10% or maybe negative, because nothing is guaranteed in this system. That's the agreement that you signed. But that is because you're giving your money away. But then there's another system that no one talks about. And that is, if we look at nature that is based on pure energy, you're going to find that that system, the metaphysical laws, work on multiplication. In other words, one tree, it's going to start producing fruit year after year over many, many years. Right. And this is what they don't want to understand. Of course, that tree is not subject to the financial system. It's subject to the universal system, which is the energetic system, which is based on the hermetic laws that no one wants to talk about, which is pure energy and what controls and what manipulate and how to use this energy, both positive and negative, both positive and negative. So the financial system knows exactly how these energetic systems operate. but they use it negatively in order to steal our energy. Now, my friend, this is my belief system. I'm not saying that you should buy into this, or that you should agree to that, or that you should even consider. I'm telling you how it's possible for me to take, in my spare time, 100 Rand and turn it into 3.8 million. That's what I'm busy telling you. Now, you don't have to believe it. I'll be able to prove that to you through normal financial systems, the way that they do it in terms of audits. Many years ago, they were alchemists. There's two parts to it. There's the inward journey, which is the spiritual journey, and all these energetic laws are based on the spiritual side. But then there's also the financial side. Now, the financial side works very, very simple, because an alchemist knows how to transmute one form of energy. So first of all, we understand these energetic laws. And then secondly, how do I transmute or transform one energy into another? This is exactly what we are busy doing if you are working for a salary, but you don't understand it, because it's your time, it's your effort that you put in. They then give you a salary in exchange. So you convert that experience and knowledge and degrees that you've got in exchange for another form of energy, which is money. But when I say to people, we can do exactly the same thing with investments or starting a business with absolutely no money, people immediately say to me, "Honest, you are crazy. You don't know what you're talking about." Well, you can say that I'm crazy, but I can show you the results. And these people cannot show you the results. So at the end of the day, it's not about how clever you are and what's your IQ and what degrees you've got. Show me the results. That's all. Show me that you can outperform me with all your degrees. That's the bottom line. I'm using a different system, a system that no one wants to teach you, a system that you were born and naturally has it in you. They don't want you to understand it, because the moment that you understand that, you're going to take the responsibility to start studying this and learn how it works so that you can benefit yourself. And this is what they don't want you to understand. So I'm at 3.8 million. If you want to know a little bit more about how all of this works, I've got a fabulous thing. I call it the 91-day challenge. It's on YouTube. It's for free. And there's a lot of weird stuff, maybe, if you're not into this stuff. But the first 30 days was to work on the qualities of a modern-day alchemist, what we need to have. A modern-day alchemist, by the way, is a wealth creator. A wealth creator is a person that knows how to create, to protect, and to enjoy their wealth. That is what an alchemist is. And it works two ways. It works on the spiritual realm as well as on the financial realm. In other words, this that we manifest around this place that I got from free, and the helicopters and the game farms and all of that was based on the same principle. Because the moment that you understand it, you understand that actually everything is for free. You do not need. When I bought the game farm, I did not go to the bank to ask for money from the bank. I just manifest it. At the moment, I'm busy, and I've said that I'm going to take an idea and convert that. I'll take my masterclass students through the process just for fun. And I'm going to convert it into at least 1 ounce of gold. Then I'm going to take that same principles, the skills that I've got in order to be able to do it, turn it into a business, the business into investment. And within a year, part of this bigger challenge, I'll have at least 1 kilogram of gold, which is about 32 ounces of gold. Of course, I'll keep it safe, not in my premises, because in South Africa, it's to protect as well. And the protection part is extremely important, especially in South Africa. So that is the process. That is what I'm busy doing. And I put it in the playlist. The first 30 days, I focus on the qualities that you'll need to have, or that we have as modern-day alchemists or wealth creators. Then on day 30, I'm going to explain to you exactly why it is that we can do what we do. And there's only two elements to this. The first part is the inward element, which is the inward skill, which is the high value mental skills that you need to have and how to get that. And that is why I'm focusing the first 30 days on some of them. And then the second part is the high value financial skills. In other words, to make money, to create money, and to grow money. Now, the second 30 days, I'm going to focus more on the manifestation and on strategies and techniques that you can use in order to manifest wealth, but in a positive way. Because there are two ways that you can do this. Energy works on polarity, positive and negative. So there are people in the financial system that knows how these laws operate, and they use them in a negative way to enslave other people. That's not what I'm busy with, and that's not what I'm teaching. I'm teaching the positive way of doing it, and my students can do that for themselves on condition that they are prepared to put in the time and the effort in order to be able to do it. So this is this 30 days that we are busy with right now as I'm making this video on the 1st of May. And then the third part is where I'm going to show you that negative, what people perceive to be negative, is actually massively positive, because it's part of exactly the same wave. And if you understand how that works, you can use the negativity in order to turn it into a positive and into a growth phase, so that you can move to a higher, let's call it a frequency of vibration, where you can manifest whatever you dream of. Now, I'm not saying that you should believe it or that you should attend any of the master classes that I'm presenting. But the moment that you understand that you've got the ability to take 100 Rand or less than 100 Rand and convert that into whatever you want, that is a different story. So to turn an idea into gold, and then turn the gold into a business that generates more and more, and then turn that into investment, where that investment costs you not a single cent, right? That is the magic of what we are busy with, and that I'm teaching my inner circle students. So if you are interested in that, make sure to join one of the master classes. I'm going to have a master class on how do you turn ideas into gold. I've never invested in gold. I don't think it's a great investment, but from a security point of view, of course, part of our job is to protect. And what I see happening worldwide, I'm going to get at least 5 to 10% of this specific portfolio into gold. And this is the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys. That is, if you are interested. Yeah, this is the 17 months that we've been in this. I feel happy with that. There's one thing that I want to show you. It's something that I saw. Let me quickly see if I can get it. I'll give you a link or a screenshot of this. He said South African founded energy drink giant that turned 1,000 Rand into 3.1 million. It's about Monster Energy, a company in America. And I'd like to give you the bottom line. Monster Drinks is sold in 141 countries. Over the past 20 years, Monster was the best performing US stock, delivering a compounded annualized return of 42%. If you consider the Rand depreciation, investors received a compounded annualized return of 49.5%. 1,000 Rand investment in the company for 20 years would have grown to 3.1 million. In other words, I worked for 1,000 Rand worth of energy. That was my units of energy. And now I can get in return 3.1 million over 20 years. But that is not what we as wealth creators do. As a wealth creator, I know that I've got the ability to do this in less than a year with a fraction of the risk. In other words, with 1/10 of the risk. This is what we've done. 100 Rand into 3.8 million. This is the power of understanding the hermetic laws and how to become a modern day alchemist. In other words, a wealth creator. If you're interested in this, you're more than welcome to join one of my free master classes. You'll see a link where you can go to a website where I'll advertise the different classes that I've got and when I've got it. That is only if you're interested and you think something like this can work. If I can give you a tip, maybe, just maybe, look at an alternative, because the middle class, especially the middle class, is being bamboozled by the financial system, and they're going to wipe the middle class. That is what they want to do. They want everyone poor to be dependent on the system. They use the political system in order to be able to do it. The system uses the political system. They don't care if it is the ANC or the DA or whoever comes in, not only South Africa, but worldwide. These people are manipulating them. Of course, they understand energy, but they use it in a negative way. The way that we can counter this is if we understand that we've got the ability to do this in a positive way. And that's the only way that I see that we can counter it, right? I'm not saying that you should believe a word that I'm saying. That is not what I'm saying. But I think that you at least have to take the responsibility to have a look at this and say, but isn't it the truth? And then what can you do to safeguard yourself against this that's going to happen over the next 5 to 10 years, right? So thanks for your time, and I'll see you then when I give feedback in terms of the 18-month, right? So that one will be around and about the 1st of June. See you guys. Thank you. Cheers.